The James Webb Telescope finally provides astonishing evidence supporting one of the famous Stephan Hawking's theories. Some stunning visuals from the James Webb Telescope are about to change our understanding of the universe. Even more, it is going to change the way you see yourself as part of this universe and others. Recently, scientists have shown promising responses to the multiverse theory put forward by none other than Stephan Hawking. So, if you're interested in learning more about this evidence, the James Webb Telescope could unleash what it could mean for the future of humankind. Join us as we explore the details further in this video. A new era of discovery is upon us. The James Webb Telescope has been in the works for decades and will finally put Stephan Hawking's theory of a multiverse to the test. The late Stephan Hawking was a world-renowned theoretical physicist who made groundbreaking contributions to our understanding of the universe. One of his most famous theories was the idea of the multiverse, the possibility of an infinite number of universes, each with its own set of physical laws. Hawking's theory suggests an infinite number of universes, each with its laws and constants. We may soon discover that there are other universes beyond our own where physical laws play out differently than they do here on Earth. With this new telescope, we'll see what other universes and their effects are on our universe. The evidence from the James Webb Telescope supports this theory by showing that there are other universes with different laws and constants. This is a massive breakthrough in our understanding of the universe and will help us better understand our place in it. The James Webb Space Telescope provides new evidence supporting Hawking's theory. The JWST is designed to study the earliest stars and galaxies in the universe, and it has already discovered several galaxies that are billions of light years away. These galaxies are so far away that they would have been invisible to us if it were not for the JWST. Let's dive deep into this video. Before that, why don't you smash the subscribe button so you don't miss any of our future videos. The particle horizon is our cosmic limit. The particle horizon is a limit to what we can observe. It refers to the farthest we can see into the universe from our current vantage point of observation. It's the farthest distance that light can travel in the universe's age, and it exists because of something called the cosmological constant. The cosmological constant is an idea that Albert Einstein proposed in 1917 as a part of his theory of general relativity. It describes how gravity affects matter, which helps explain why galaxies are orbiting each other like planets around their suns, and why space appears flat when we look at it from the Earth. This brings up our next question about testing the multiverse. What is the biggest hurdle for testing the multiverse? The particle horizon is one of the biggest hurdles in testing for multi-universes. From our current vantage point of observation, the particle horizon is the farthest we can see into the universe. It is also something that's constantly expanding outwards as we continue to search for more and more distant light sources. If a multiverse existed, it would take us billions of years to reach it, and even if you could get there, what do you do once you've arrived? How to understand the limits of our observation? It is also known as a cosmic light horizon, a theoretical limit that defines what we can observe. In other words, if we could travel far enough away from Earth in space and time, we would be able to see all of the creation simultaneously, including what existed before our birth on Earth, or even before the universe was created. The particle horizon was first proposed by Stephan Hawking in 1988 while working on his book, A Brief History of Time, From the Big Bang Theory to Black Holes and How They Shape Our Lives Today, although it wasn't yet called that. Let's understand Hawking's theory before we make any assumptions. What is the main idea behind this theory? The idea behind this theory is simple. Do you see anything when you look out beyond your planet at the night sky with your naked eye, binoculars, or any optical device? If so, something must be blocking us from seeing farther into space than just where our eyes can reach. Otherwise, everything would be visible at once. Every piece of data we look at must have come from within that cosmic range and no further. NASA. The problem is that we're limited by what we can observe. The particle horizon is the farthest our telescopes can see into space, and it's a natural boundary for understanding what's beyond it. In other words, if you look at an object anywhere in our universe and measure its temperature or mass or size or whatever else scientists are interested in, the numbers appear constant over time, as they should. Then there's no way to tell if these values were affected by anything outside our cosmic range. But how were scientists able to predict things at the moment? How have scientists used nearby stars as a reference point? To detect such deviations from normal behavior, they need some way of measuring small changes within otherwise constant values. So scientists have turned their attention toward nearby stars, those within a half a light year, about 3,000 trillion kilometers of Earth, to see whether they might be able to detect such effects with various instruments mounted on telescopes here on Earth. We will need to look for slight deviations in the observed values of otherwise constant numbers to find evidence of multi-universes beyond our own. NASA. Before we get into pieces of evidence that the James Webb Telescope would be able to unleash, let's understand what the James Webb Telescope is. What relevance does the James Webb Telescope carry? The James Webb Telescope is a planned NASA mission to study the infrared universe. It will be launched into orbit around 2024 with its primary mirror measuring 6 meters across and weighing as much as a bus. The JWST will be capable of imaging at millimeter wavelengths far below the visible light region of the spectrum. Its sensitivity will allow it to study objects so far away that no other telescope has been able to achieve before, up to an estimated 100 million light-years away. How is the advent of the James Webb Telescope able to find groundbreaking evidence? The James Webb Telescope will be able to observe distant galaxies and other objects. But to find evidence of multiple universes beyond our own, we will need to look for slight deviations in the observed values of otherwise constant numbers. For example, if you were to measure the mass density of a star using 2 different telescopes and compare their results side by side with each other even though they were at different distances from the Earth, you might find less than expected when comparing one set with another. This would indicate that something had changed over time or distance, either that one telescope had moved closer, or it had experienced some change in light intensity. One such deviation could prove that there is another universe beyond ours, where physical laws play out differently than ours. NASA. This proves what Stephan Hawking put forward in his multiverse theory. Understanding Stephan Hawking's multiverse theory. Stephan Hawking has a theory that says there are multiple universes, one of which is our own. According to his calculations, if you calculate the number of atoms in the universe and divide by their size, you'll get something close to 1 billion. That number represents the possible combinations for every particle in each universe. And since we don't see everything that exists, our eyesight and brain capacity limits us. There could be infinite versions out there too. So what does that mean? Well, how is the James Webb Telescope proving Stephan Hawking's multiverse theory? Stephan Hawking's theory that our universe is just one of an infinite number of universes is finally being proved. The James Webb Telescope, launched in 2021, and the most powerful space telescope ever made, has identified a phenomenon called ghostly emissions. These signals were not created when light traveled through space to reach us here on Earth. They were caused by something else, which could mean we live in another universe. The James Webb Telescope is a huge step forward in the search for other universes. It will be able to look at distant regions of space and take measurements never before possible, which means we may have more evidence that multiple universes exist beyond our own. This is important because it means an infinite number of universes, each with its physical laws. This is precisely what Hawking predicted with his theory of the multiverse. So far, the JWST is the only telescope able to detect these distant galaxies further proving the existence of the multiverse. Let's end this video on this curious note that there might be another you hanging around, maybe watching this video, perhaps more intelligent than you. All these questions might be answered in the future. What do you feel about these improvements? Let us know in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe.